If you've been living under a rock, you might not know that the name Rama has been dragged through the mud recently. I won't go into the details, but the biggest mic drop moment came recently when dRAMAtic publicly shamed Rama on Reddit for his obnoxious New Year's message. A class action lawsuit is also being planned as we speak. For more details about this controversy, I'll link to the relevant URLs breaking down Rama's fall from grace. I also recommend giving Carol's video a watch for those interested in juicy stuff.
Speaking of the thermal, the board took almost 2 years from pre-order ending to delivery date, and when it finally arrived, the rose gold looked nothing like the render.
But I'm here to talk about keyboards, so keyboards it is. Here I have with me the Thermal, a 60% keyboard designed by dRAMAtic. The biggest talking point about this keyboard has got to be these fin light structures on the left and on the right, extending all the way down the bottom case. And judging by its name Thermal, some inspiration has got to be drawn from heatsinks. But well, no heat is dissipated here because this keyboard still looks hot. The mid plate is sandwiched by the top and bottom cases, it runs through the fins, providing a nice accent look. This polished aluminum plate isn't showing as much through the cream colored case, but for more contrasty colors like a black and a red case, I imagine the Thermal looks really gorgeous. Internally, it's got the HHKB layout and PCB, also designed by dRAMAtic, who has a history of building beautiful PCBs. Building this keyboard is fairly easy as well, the usual steps applied. Stabilizers on PCB, plate on PCB, install gaskets, put assembly into case, screw it all together, and voila, you're done. First off, typing on the Thermal is quiet with standard switches. Personally, I think only long poles or highly clacky switches make this keyboard shine because honestly, this isn't a true leaf spring mount. A leaf spring mount is something like that of a Leaf 65 or an Owlap spring. This is more like a gasket mounted keyboard with an isolated flex cut plate, if that makes sense. And what this flex cut design does mechanically is attenuate the acoustics of the switches and dampen their tactility during typing. So when you use deep sounding switches, its volume is dramatically decreased. A bright spot is that typing is bouncier than standard gasket mounted keyboards, but not as crazy springy as leaf spring ones. I actually like this degree of stiffness, believe it or not. However, the deal breaker for me is that the Thermal's acoustic range is much too narrow for my liking, and I see myself getting tired of a quiet typing pretty easily. If I were to get the Thermal today, it will be for nothing else but its unique case design. But buying anything direct from Rama these days is pretty risky. Not to mention that while he has delayed fulfillment of items like the kit keycaps, he chose to make and sell lighters and jumpsuits instead, making the choice to buy a keyboard from him a hard one. To be clear, I do not recommend giving Rama any money. Overall, at about $400 US, the Thermal is a little pricey. These days, $350 US tops is where I would put the Thermal. It is rather unfortunate that Rama's products are, in my eyes, still considered top-notch. Just that Rama himself isn't. That's it. See ya.